Hello everyone, welcome to JPTV. Today we're going to just do a quick tutorial on how to play Phasmophobia. I will be streaming it on my computer and having you watch me at the same time and just walking you step by step as a beginner on how to play this game. It's a lot of fun. I started it about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I wouldn't call myself an expert now. I typically like to play with a group of people, but today for the purpose of this video, I will just be playing alone and showing you guys how I play the game. So if you're new here to my channel, welcome. I will be doing more and more videos like these. If you enjoy it, please like it and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we go. This is the main screen for Phasmophobia. You can play single player or you can play multiplayer. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to play single player. So I'm going to click on that. Once I'm here, this is the lobby, and then this is where you need to add any equipment or buy any equipment. I already have some equipment that I've bought, so I'm going to click add, click all, and then back, and then it'll take you back to the main screen. Once you're here, you need to go ahead and select the job that you want to do, and it gives you a list of places you can go. I typically like to focus on the homes, the smaller homes if I'm playing by myself. If I'm playing in a large group, then I will choose more of like the prison, asylum, the high school, and the campsite. Because those are such large facilities, it's really, really hard to do it alone and beat the game. Is it possible? Absolutely. But I recommend if you're a beginner to start in one of the homes. So for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and click on Tanglewood Street House, and then once you're here, you can pick what type of level you want to be at. So we have amateur, and then we have intermediate, and we have professional. So in this case, when I play alone, and for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and do amateur. Okay, we want to have a longer setup time, a longer grace period before we start getting hunted, so that I can really show you how to play the game. So for the first few minutes, all we're going to do is just go through the basics of the equipment, you know, how you play the game, and then we'll officially play around so that you can see how I play. So we're going to select amateur. Now we're here. In order to start the game, we need to click ready up. Once you do that, it will give you the option to start or leave, and we're going to click start, and then it's going to load up the game. All right, now we are in the van. Okay, this is where we have all of our equipment, where we have a computer where we can see inside the house once we set up a camera, and then we have our objectives, which are right here on the board.
But be careful. We don't know what it's capable of.
Wanted you to be able to hear what it says. Now, a lot of times when you first come in, it'll talk to you and it'll tell you if there's a cursed object in the house. If there is, you can find the ghost by using one of the cursed objects, which I only recommend if you're used to doing that because it will prompt them to hunt you. Okay, so now let's talk about the objectives. Your first objective is discover what type of ghost is in this house. The second objective is to detect a ghost presence with a motion sensor. Objective 3 is to find evidence of the paranormal with an EMF reader. And then objective number 4 is to have a member of your team witness a ghost event. Okay, so in order to get the ghost to come after you, to get this objective, sometimes you might have to go after the cursed object or talk to the ghost, because as you're going to see as we move on, the ghost has a name. It says right here, looks like the ghost's name is Emily. This ghost also seems to respond to everyone, which means if you are in a group, you can talk to the ghost when there's others around. Now, if it only responds to those who are alone, you may not get anything out of the spirit box if there's anybody with you. So keep that in mind. Okay, so moving on. The last thing is it says to make sure to refer to your journal and write down any evidence you find. So in order to get to the journal, you have to press the J on your keyboard. And then that's going to take us to this screen. It's like a book. So in your home screen, you've got the introduction. It tells you where everything is at. If you go to items, it tells you all about those cursed items. Remember when I mentioned it'll tell you if there's a cursed item in the home? These are all the different cursed items. We have a Ouija board, a haunted mirror, a voodoo doll, a summoning circle, a music box, tarot cards. I think that's it. Okay. So the objective of the game is to gather evidence. By using these different things, we try to figure out what type of ghost it is. So over here under evidence, if we discover any of these things, we will click them as we go. So if we discover EMF, we'll click on that and see how it gets rid of some of the ghosts. It helps narrow it down so you can figure out what type of ghost is in this home. All right, so we're going to unclick on that again so that we can move on. All right, now what you can do is as you start to eliminate, let's say hypothetically, we've got EMF and we've got dots. We're left with 4. So then what you can do is click on ghosts and look up those 4 and see what's the other item that would be evidence, and you can use that evidence to try to figure it out. So let's look at that. For Reiju, we've got Reiju, Wraith, Oni, and Goryo. So if you go here, look under Reiju, we can see that the other item is ghost orbs. So we've got to look for ghost orbs with the home. If we find ghost orbs, then we know it's a Reiju. The other one was a Wraith. So if you click on Wraith, the other item is a spirit box. So we know with the Wraith that we need to grab the spirit box and see if we can catch something in the spirit box. Next is Oni. And the other thing for Oni is freezing temps. So you guys get the drift, right? That's how you figure out what ghost it is, okay? Once you've discovered what ghost it is, once you've clicked on all 3, you have what's left. You got to click on it in order to leave the game to see if you got it right. If you don't click on it, it won't count. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is I'm going to go out of here and I'm going to go back to the journal. Sorry, I should have stayed. I'm trying to find the screen. Oh, under the pause menu screen. Okay. This is where you go to the options to set up your keyboards. So right now, under audio, because I've got audio controls, you can see my current microphone is my Logitech USB headset. So in order to be able to talk to people, you have to have a gaming headset. So you got to just make sure the right headset is attached here. Because I use different ones, if I click on this, it'll take me to some of the other ones I've set up in the past. So I'm going to go back to where I was at. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to go back to the options, okay? So under here, we've also got, voice activation, voice input mode. So I put it in voice activation so that way when you're in close proximity to someone that you're playing with, you guys can hear each other. But once you get far from each other, you have to press whatever button you set up on your computer so that they can hear you. And that will go under controls. So under controls, you can set them up. So you scroll all the way to the bottom and we've got the local push to talk and the global push to talk. So that's where you want to assign what letter you want to use on your keyboard when you want to talk to somebody who's far away from you. So I have it set up as an R. So that way, once I'm out of the van and I'm in the house, if my friend that's playing with me is in the van, I talk to them by pressing the R button and then they can hear me. All right, so enough about that. We're going to resume. And now let me show you the equipment. So here's all the equipment. We've got a, right straight ahead, this is the video camera. This is the tripod to set the video camera on. These are the flashlights. Up here is the dots projector. That's how we'll figure out if we can see dots. Right here, these are the glow sticks. That's how we find fingerprints. This right here is the ghost writing book. So it's like a book you put down in the room and the ghost can write in it. This is the spirit box right here. Then we've got the EMF reader there. We've got the temperature gauge there. We have some salt to see if we can get the ghost to walk through salt. Over here we have a motion sensor. We've got some candles, some smudge sticks. So this is all our equipment. So going over here to the board. This shows me the layout of the house up here on the top. So if I want to go upstairs, I just click on that button. Downstairs or downstairs. So this house, there's just a basement. So it shows me where it's at exactly in the house, which is up here at the top. Over here, it tells me my average sanity. As your sanity starts to get low, you want to make sure you take sanity pills, which I'll show you where that is in a minute, because if your sanity gets too low, you will die. And then over here is a total activity. That's what you want to keep an eye on. If you're in the van and you see the activity go up to an 8, you want to stay in the van until it goes down to 0. That means the ghost is moving around in there and it's hunting, and it will kill you if it gets to a 10. All right, so that's the basics of the game. Now that we have all that covered, we're going to go ahead and move on to playing a round of this game. All right, now let's get started. First things first, we need to grab the key. You're going to just put this little circle cursor on it, press your right button on your mouse, or the left button. Oh no, sorry. You're going to press E to pick it up. And that's in your controls. So in your controls, you need to set up what letter you want to use for picking stuff up. I keep it all in the same spot on my keyboard. I have W for walking, S is going backwards, A goes to the left, D goes to the right. I have Q, which is where I move the equipment in my hand. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then I have E set up for me to grab things. All right, so now we need to grab a flashlight because we need to see what we're doing. We're going to grab an EMF reader, and then we're going to grab a temperature gauge. Now we're going to come over here and open the door. So I'm going to turn on my flashlight, and then I'm going to press the Q button to move on to my other equipment. I always start with the temperature gauge to search within the house for cold temps. That's how I can figure out where the ghost is. Just going to go ahead and open the door. All right, once I'm in, this is a 1-story. I look for the lights. Because I'm on amateur, I can turn on lights when I first walk in. If you're on intermediate, you have to wait a while and find the breaker and then turn the breaker on and turn on the lights. All right, you guys can probably hear there's doors opening. That means the ghost is down here somewhere. So I got to try to figure out what door opened. So I'm gonna just kind of walk around. Okay, looks like it probably opened this door. So I'm gonna go through here and see. As you can see, my temperature gauge is still at 53. Freezing temps is 32, so we're looking for cold temperatures. Now, right away when you first start playing, the temps aren't going to be low. Sometimes it takes a while. So you just got to give it time. I like to open everything, just kind of search around. Right, so it wasn't in that room, so there's actually a light switch on the wall. I'm going to flip it. The ghosts sense you when you're in the dark, so you always want to turn the lights on as much as possible. Okay, I just opened another door. Maybe it's over here. Interesting. Sounding like it's opening a door. You also want to look as you're walking around the house, you want to look for bones, because if there's a bone somewhere and you take a picture, see, there's a bone on the bed. If I take a picture, I can get points for that. All right, temperature still hasn't gone down. Haven't heard any more doors open. I don't know about you guys. Okay, it still hasn't cooled down. I'm gonna go back into this room again. Maybe it's cooled down since then. Just because this was the first door that was open. Okay, see, it went down to 43. Let's check in here. It's 44. 43. Let's go back in here. Hmm. 45. I mean, it's not that cold. I usually like to look for temperatures under 40. Yeah, I might have to come back to this room. I have 43. It's kind of the 42, the coldest I've seen. All right, let's just walk around and make sure it's not cold anywhere else. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Haven't seen any more bones. There's the breaker, so it's always going to be a red box like that, and if it's a red light, that means the breaker has been turned off. And sometimes even when you switch the breaker, the ghost will turn it off, and so sometimes you have to turn it back on. Alright, it's not getting colder anywhere else, as you guys can see. So I'm going to take a gander, it's in there. I'm going to go out and check the activity because we don't want to die. It's been a while. After a while, you'll notice there's a clock in here. Once it's at 0, that means it starts hunting. Okay, we still have 1 minute left. I'm going to check the activity. Activity's still low. Okay, so I have time to go in and check the temp one more time in this room. Sometimes if the temp doesn't get low enough, you can change to EMF reader and see if you get anything with that. So that's what I'm going to do. So back in here. It's cold. Alright, let's try to... Okay, 40. I'm definitely going to say it's in here, but let's do the EMF. See if we can pick up anything. So I press the Q button to switch over. Let's go in here. Okay, no EMF. Interesting. Alright, we got 39, so this is definitely the room. I always drop my temperature gauge in here and drop the EMF reader because if it eventually goes off, we'll hear it. So we're going to go out, and now we're going to start gathering evidence. So the first thing I always do is I will grab a camera, video camera, and a tripod. So we can put it up in that room and see if we can find orbs or dots. So I'm highlighting the tripod, pressing the E button, dropping it by pressing G, going forward, picking up the video camera, placing it on the tripod. Once you see it look like that, you press the F button and it'll place it on there. Then you want to crouch by pressing C and pick it up by pressing E. See how it picked it up? Then I stand back up. And then the next thing is dots, which is this, and I want to put that on the wall because we want to be able to see through the camera if they go through dots. So now, we'll go back in there, we're going to drop the camera. As you can see, the camera turns on as soon as you get out of the van. It's opening doors. Okay, we're going to come in here, and we're going to drop it, pressing G, and then I want to turn the light off because we want to be able to see. And then I'm going to put the dots on the wall by putting it up against the wall and pressing the F button. And now I'm going to go out. Turn off this light too so we can see as much as possible through the camera. So now we're going back to the van. And we're going to go ahead and look. So once you're at the TV, you click on the mouse until you see the room, okay, where the camera is, and then press on the keyboard and it'll give you the night vision. Okay, so what we're looking for on here is orbs. So as you can see, you can't really see the dots very well because I left the light on in the bathroom. So I'm probably going to have to go turn that off and move the dots to another wall because you can't really see it. So right away, I'm not seeing any orbs. And what dots is you'll see like the body of the ghost kind of like run through the screen. Like when we see it, which we might not see it because if it's a ghost that doesn't have it, we might not see it. But it looks like a skeleton almost running across the room. Okay, so right now we don't see anything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to gather more evidence. I'm going to pick up the glow stick because I did hear it opening doors. So we're going to look for fingerprints and then we're going to grab the book. So you can only have 3 items in your hand at one time. So I'm going to press the Q button so you can see what I have. I've got the glow stick, I've got the flashlight, and I've got the book. So I'm going to go back to the glow stick. I'm going to right press on my mouse and it lights it up. And now I'm going to check the board and see the activities out of 3, which means the ghost is somewhat active, and now it's up to a 7, so I want to just like wait. So we're going to just stay here till it goes down. I'm just going to look at the camera, see if I see anything. We definitely probably would have saw orbs by now. So my guess is there's not any orbs. All right, let's take a look. Okay, activity's down. Let's run in. And I heard it opening other doors, so I'm going to check all the doors. Turn off the light. Because you never know what door it was opening, so you always got to check the nearby doors. Okay, I don't see anything on that door. Okay, don't see anything on this door. I'm going to come in and turn off this light. A lot of times I have to look on the other side of the door. Okay, nothing. Alright, so I'm going to drop that because I don't see anything, and then I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to move it because it was not working there. I'm going to put it here. And now we're going to go back out. Just opened the door. I don't know if you guys heard it. It's kind of scary. Sometimes I like run. Oh. I didn't even put the book down. So let's just check and then we can put the book down in a minute. See how we can see better now? The dots, see how the lights are flashing? And that's because I put it in an area where we'll be able to see if a ghost runs across the room. I just had it in a bad area. I'm kind of surprised that fingerprints has not been an option yet because it's opening a lot of doors. But I have not seen orbs or dots yet. All right, well, we can't waste time. We got to keep moving. See what else we can discover. All right, activity's still low, so I'm going to go back in and put down my book. And I'm going to crouch to lay it down and press the F button. And then I'm going to go back up. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to check the temperature again because a lot of times it just takes a while for the temp to go down. So I'm going to pick up another one. And then let's look on the board of some of the extra stuff we got to get. Okay, so the EMF has not gone off at all, but we can try to get the motion sensor to go off. So let's pick up one of those. So I'm going to come over down here. The motion sensor is right here. I'm going to pick that up because I want to get extra points for that. And it's at a 2. So I'm going to just see if it goes back down. It was at a 0 for a while, so I have a feeling it's going to activity is going to stay up for a little bit. Okay, it just went back down. I always run in right when it goes down. So we're going to put this in there, and then we're going to check the temp again and see if it's gone down anymore, because we have no hints yet. Okay, and then let me switch over to the temp. It's definitely opening doors. Okay, it's still fairly warm. I'll look in the book, see if there's any writing. Nope, no ghost writing. Okay, so we're gonna go out now. Okay, so the temp is still the same. Let's go back over here again. Check again for dots. So here's what I'm thinking, and this could be a recent update, but I did notice when I played with my son-in-law the other day, the ghost was moving. Oh no, there goes the motion sensor. I don't know if you guys saw that. So it is there then. Okay. because lately the ghost has been moving on certain levels. It'll start in one room and moves to another, and that gets really, really tricky. That's kind of more when you're in the intermediate or the advanced version of the game. Okay, well, we know the ghost is there, so let me see. And look, the activity was high. It was up to a 10. So as you can see on the board, the motion sensor went off, but the EMF reader hasn't, which means, because I left it in there, I don't know if you guys remember that. That means the EMF reader is probably not going to be one of the options as far as hints on what type of ghost it is, because it probably would have gone off already by now when it was at a 10, the activity. All right, so now I think what we're going to have to do is grab a spirit box. We haven't tried that one yet. Activity's low. So now I'm going to press the right mouse click to turn on the spirit box, and then wait till I'm in the room, and then I'm going to ask it questions. Where are you? What do you want? How old are you? Are you nearby? What do you want? There's writing in the book. You guys can probably see it. Well, I don't know if you can, but I could. And I'll show you the next time we run in there, because sometimes you just gotta run fast. So definitely no spirit box. Probably would have spoke to me already. So I'm gonna drop that. And now I'm gonna click on the journal, which is J on my screen, so I can go here. And I'm gonna go to evidence, and I'm going to click on, sorry, I gotta unclick on all of these. I'm going to click on ghostwriting because I have to unclick on Reiju. See how I had it clicked on? Okay. So far all we have is ghostwriting. So these are the ones that I still have left, which is a lot. And we want to narrow it down. We want to get 2 things before we start narrowing it down. So I'm going to check fingerprints again, because a lot of times what happens, the fingerprints go away very quick. So you almost have to check like right after they open a door. EMF reader, still nothing. Okay, activities are 3, so I want to kind of wait a second. Okay, it's down. Let's run in there. There we go. See the fingerprints on the door? Okay, so now we're going to go out. We're going to drop it, and we're going to go to our journal, and we're going to click off fingerprints. Okay, so this is what we have left. We have poltergeist, demon, and myling. So let's look at what the third thing is on each item, and let's try to take this ghost down. So poltergeist is spirit box. Now I already tried it and I didn't get anything, but I could try one more time. Let's check the other ghosts. Then we have demon and myling. So the demon is freezing temps, and myling is EMF level 5. Okay, so our only options are EMF level 5, freezing temperatures, and what's the other one? And the spirit box. We didn't get freezing temps, we didn't get spirit box, we didn't get freezing temps. So we're just going to have to try again. So I still have my temperature gauge. Let's check that one more time. But first I want to see the activity, so I don't want to walk in and get killed. See, it's pretty high. So we know it's not dots, and we know it's not orbs, so I don't need to be looking at the camera anymore. We already figured that out. It's going to be spirit box, freezing temps, or one other thing, and I don't know the second. Okay, we got 40, 40, 45. Okay, it's throwing things. Did you hear that? Okay, I'm going to show you the book. See the writing? Okay, definitely no freezing temps. It would have been cold by now because we've been playing for a while. So we're going to mark that one off. I mean, it didn't even come close. Like if it's close, like 33, 34, it's probably freezing temps. So we're going to go here and you can actually double click on it to say like, I know it's not freezing temps. And then it tells you what's left. Poltergeist or Myling. Let me see what the Myling is again. Myling is EMF level 5. We haven't been able to get the EMF to go off. So what you can also do is you can look at the description of each of the ghosts, and it can also help you figure out what it is, because it gives you signs. Like sometimes it might say they throw things a lot, or like let's look at the Myling. It says they're very vocal and active. They're rumored to be quiet when they're hunting. They're known to be quieter when hunting, and their weakness is they more frequently make paranormal sounds. Okay, I feel like it is active. It's opening a lot of doors. It's throwing things. So it's possible it could be a Myling. Let's look at the poltergeist. So the poltergeist throws objects. So I would say if it's anything, I would probably guess this one. They can throw multiple objects at once. With nothing to throw, they become powerless. So we could try the spirit box again, see if we can figure it out. So I only had one spirit box. I think I must have dropped it in the room because I don't see it. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. Let me pick it up. And then let's see if we can get anything out of this ghost. What happens sometimes is this will prompt them to actually hunt, so hopefully I don't die. Although it would be kind of cool for you guys to see what that looks like. Where are you? What do you want? How old are you? Where are you? Are you nearby? Okay, definitely not spirit box. And here's the thing I can tell you about these ghosts is there's a few items that you know are pretty trustworthy. The spirit box, the ghost writing, sometimes they won't do that. Fingerprints, sometimes they won't open stuff. But you can pretty much, if there's no orbs, if you don't see orbs on the screen, it's probably not orbs. If you don't get the spirit box, it's probably not spirit box. So if we go back to the journal, we can axe out poltergeist, and it's probably a Myling. So let's see, for the sake of this tutorial, let's see if we're right. I'm going to click on it. Once you do that, I do want to get a picture of that bone though. Let's get some points. So before we finish up the game, let me grab a camera. I think the bone was in that first room. So let's go in there. I'm trying to remember where it was. Okay, let me think about this. Oh, I know where it is. It's in here. So I'm just gonna like zero in on it, press the right mouse button, and it takes a picture. And now I can run out. Can drop it by pressing G. And now let me show you guys how you can see the picture. So now you go to the journal, press the J, go under photos, and you'll be able to see the picture I took. I got 2 points for a bone, so it just gives you extra points. Now I'm going to press the escape button to go out of the journal. And then in order to finish up, so I didn't get any EMF reader, and it's highly possible that the ghost might be the one with the EMF reader. It's just it hasn't hunted. Usually the EMF reader goes off when it starts hunting, and so it's very possible that it could be the ghost with the EMF reader, which, if I go back to the journal, let's see which one that was. Oh no, it wouldn't be because we had fingerprints and ghost writing. Okay, so EMF is not an option for either one of them. So never mind. I think we should be good. So then what you do to close out the game is you just press on the keypad. And when the door closes, it'll tell you if you won or lost. And we won.
Welcome back.
It's a
I've prepared some
Myling.
jobs for you.
I didn't plan this on purpose. So as you can see, we got objective 1, so we got $10, objective 2, $10, and we got $15 for evidence, which is crazy that it didn't give me bone evidence, but I think if I remember correctly, I read something that I think I had to pick up the bone and drop it in order to get evidence for it. So after that, you click resume, and then it'll take you back to the main screen and you could start another game. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I will continue to do more and more videos on this game as we get into the more advanced versions of the game. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.